everything is going, so like the Tesla came out, right?
Right.
We heard Elon Musk make some comments some time ago about AI taking over everything.
Right.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. But what to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen.
Cool Geeks Tribunal, eternal, forever.
Don't you wish you were a Superman?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Good?
I'm chilling, baby.
That's what's up, man. Yo, Hood Heroes back in full effect. Cool Geek special. Yo, you know what we like to do? We like to compare the real versus the fake. It don't get no realer than my man right here. We go back like car seats.
Yes, we do. Way back.
Over 30 years.
Yeah.
So I saw him grow. I saw the superhero origins right here.
True.
Yeah, I saw the makings of a hero. Right? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I want to salute you, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the heroes in the city go unsung.
True that.
So we're going to sing your praises today.
I appreciate that.
I've been working on my Luther. I've been working on my vocals.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Getting ready so I could, you know what I'm saying, sing your praises for real, because we're going to salute all the hood heroes out here.
Nah, that's dope.
And a lot of times people don't realize the heroes that help move the city along, working for the MTA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all see a lot of action.
Right.
So we're going to unpack all your action-packed adventures day to day, what it's like on the job.
Okay.
Get your take on what is it to be a fan of the fictional heroes as a person that has to deal with a lot of madness sometimes on the day to day. I know it's not always crazy, but for the moments when it is, and you got to rise to the occasion, what is it like? So on that note, we got St. Davis in the house.
I'm in the house, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm on here.
Yeah. Chester Hero, NYC. Here we go. Cups up. Cool Geeks Tribunal, full effect. Let's go. Now, you've been doing MTA for a long time. You've been holding it down for a minute.
Time.
You've been helping the city move, get us back and forth.
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's crazy. It's crazy because times have changed, you know. When I started, which is almost 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, we were able to, you know, pretty much we were able to regulate what we did on our, you know, either the bus or the train. Well, I can't really speak on the train, but for the bus operators, you know, we were able to regulate. Now it's to a point where, you know, we don't get the respect that we used to get.
How so?
Like right now, you know, people come on and, you know, they look you in the face, they walk past you, they don't say good morning. Some people do. There are still some good people out there, but right now it's just like, you know, just let it be. Like, don't even. It's not worth arguing with people anymore. You know, things is just going left out there. So just let them go. That's all I can tell the new people that's starting. You know what I mean? Just let it go. Don't worry about it. You know, and take care of yourself and your family.
Right. So now, being a bus operator in New York City.
Okay.
Right. Up and down, east, west. which boroughs do you find it easiest to maneuver? Which boroughs do you find it to be the most difficult to maneuver? Whether it be traffic or, you know, people just respecting, you know, your bus lane, like whatever it may be, like what's that like?
Well, like I've worked in I worked in 3 boroughs, you know. I haven't worked in Queens or Staten Island.
Okay.
But I've worked in Brooklyn, I've worked in Manhattan and the Bronx. And there's no easy borough. Like, you know, I started in Brooklyn. The streets out there were narrow, depending on where you were at. You know, you still got, you know, packed buses and stuff like that. You're gonna have traffic everywhere you go throughout New York City. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an easy job. A lot of people think, oh, you know, well, you just sit there and you drive all day, you know, you shouldn't be tired or anything like that. But there's a lot of elements to the driving, you know what I mean, that goes along with it. You know, you got to be mindful of the people, not just the people that's on the bus, but the people that's outside of the bus. You know, you have especially nowadays, because you have these electronic bikes, you have those revels, you have people that are delivering food and stuff like that. You have people that just like to cross the street and don't care about the light. You know what I mean? Along with the everyday commuters that's in their regular cars or the taxi cabs and stuff like that. So it's a tough job. You know, it's mentally draining.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see that because you know, it's just difficult to maneuver, period. But then when, you know, your job, your livelihood and everything like that could, you know, easily be on the line.
Right.
I'm sure, you know, it requires a lot more than people give it credit for, right? So what is it like encountering just New Yorkers on a day-to-day basis? What's your take on just dealing with New Yorkers throughout the city? You know, are most people like cool? Most people, you know, helpful, respectful? Or is it just everybody's ignoring, just, yo, pay your fare, get on, and just keep it pushing?
Well, New Yorkers are funny because you have those that are like I said, decent people. They'll get on, they'll say good morning, they'll pay their fare, they'll sit down, they're quiet. And then you have, you know, you got your hood people, you know, people that get on, look you in the face, don't say nothing to you, walk past you, sit down, play their music, talk mad loud on the phone, you know, and conversations that, you know, you don't want to hear. And the respect level is no longer there. Like you used to have people that respected grandma and grandpa that's on the bus, little kids that's on the bus, and they tailor their conversation according to who's on the, you know, who's around them. Nowadays, They don't care, you know. And I mean, this goes for everybody. Like I get little kids to teenage kids to grown adults to Nana and grandpa now. Like they all doing it, you know, and I don't know what the change is, you know, but people are just bugging out right now. Like they don't care.
Everybody a little ratchet?
Little. Sure. Man.
Well, all right. So we know now it's a felony,
Right,
to attack a bus operator, a train conductor, anybody, you know what I'm saying, that's doing an MTA job. Is there any like craziness that you've encountered? You know what I'm saying? Like where's like violence towards you?
Violence towards me, no. I'm one of those bus drivers.
Oh,
that,
they know better. They see you and they know better. Oh, okay.
No, actually, you know, it's funny. Like a lot of people be like, "Oh, you angry?" I'm not angry. I just don't like the nonsense. But I'm that bus driver that will greet people when they come on. Still, almost 17 years later, I'm still saying good morning to people when they get on the bus. You know what I mean? Like I try to switch the energy so that way when you do get on, that there isn't gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? So that's how I come at it. You know, and that's how I feel like it helps my day go by better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. You do have incidents. Like I had an incident where I was actually doing a bus line and the bus is packed, and I got a kid standing in the front that's spitting on the floor. So when I addressed him, you know, he act like he was gonna stop, and then he did it again. So I addressed him again. So now I see that, like actually one of the passengers pointed to him and was like, "Yo, he got a knife in his hand." So now I got to address that. You know what I'm saying? So, we have our protocols and stuff like that we supposed to do and things like that. So, but that type of situation, he could have just bugged out and started stabbing people. You know what I mean? And that's when it's unsafe for everybody, But luckily he didn't, and he was able to get off the bus. So it worked out.
Yeah, well, we see nowadays, it could get out of hand real quick because, everybody knows now. Last week there was a crazy incident on the train where dude had a smoke bomb, roll that out. I think homeboy thought he was in Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, he probably did.
And now he's out here, busting his gun on the train cart. And, you going back and forth about your day early in the morning, school, work, whatever it is you may need to do. Nobody's thinking that you're going to end up in Die Hard or the Terminator or,
right.
Whatever live action, movie that people are accustomed to seeing. So moving back and forth throughout the city, knowing that things can get crazy like that, are y'all giving any type of training, in the event that something should go crazy like a 9/11 or whatever it may be?
I mean, yeah, we constantly like there's a training facility that we go to in the Bronx, and we have classes on that and things we should do to prevent or try to help the prevention of something like that's happening. But when it actually happens, the most you can do is like pray on it. You know what I mean? Like all I can do is pull the bus over if I can and let everybody get off, and hopefully everybody will make it back home to their families. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing you can really do in a situation like that. That train station situation was like, if it was on the bus and it's a packed bus, like how many people really gonna get off? You know what I mean? Like there's no type of protection. Back in the day, they used to have the window on the driver, where the driver sits at, where the driver can actually jump out the window. Now, the way the windows are set up, the driver can't even get out. The driver got to go out the doors as well. You know what I mean? Wow. So it's like, how much protection do you really have?
So is it a situation where you're viewed as like the captain of the ship, so they want you to go down with the ship?
Yeah, pretty much.
So they're going to make sure you can't get up out of there.
No, I'm going to get up out of there. You know I'm going to get up out of there. Yeah, nah, we done been through too much stuff. You ain't doing that today. I'm gonna get my butt up out of there.
Yeah, I hear that. So, would you say you're more how Keanu Reeves or Sandra Bullock had to be in Speed on the bus if it goes down, or are you gonna be more Jackie Gleason and the Honeymooners on the bus if it goes down?
Oh, definitely more like Jackie Gleason. You know what I'm saying? Hamina. I got to get up out of here. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to keep my foot on no gas pedal or nothing.
Yeah, that movie was crazy, right?
Yeah.
yeah, that movie was crazy. So it's like, wow, because like I was reading an article, you sent me about how they're trying to make it so automated buses, everything is going, so like the Tesla came out, right?
Right.
We heard Elon Musk make some comments some time ago about AI taking over everything.
Right.
Right. So they're basically, the whole thing is there's not going to be any more jobs for the common man. It seems like, they're trying to like just get rid of the middle class, right?
Right.
And working class. So if everything is going AI, and you have automated buses coming in, along with wherever AI might come in and make it to where people don't have jobs or anything anymore. How, 17 years on the job, how confident do you feel about the way everything is going, especially like having been an essential worker through this whole pandemic where, at first it was just all about the doctors, the nurses, and everybody else was just considered like, expendable. But then he realized, oh no, we need these MTA workers. We need people to keep, you know what I'm saying, the trains, the buses, and everything moving.
Right.
Because how are the doctors, the nurses, and every other person that's in the hospital going to get to where they are, especially in a city like this, because not everybody's going to drive.
Right.
So I'm kind of giving you like a loaded question, but how essential have you felt through this time going into hearing, like, you know, people that have a lot of influence talking about your job may be in jeopardy in the near future, along with all of the mandates and everything that's been handed down throughout the city?
Well, I mean, it's funny because when you sit around and you speak with your coworkers, and when everything was happening, we didn't feel that we were getting the same type of respect that the nurses, the doctors, the police officers that were out there, salute to them, you know, were getting, because, you know, we at the end of the day, we were still leaving our houses, making sure that these people got to the hospitals or to the precincts and stuff like that, to make sure everything else was still running. And in order for them to continue to have service, they labeled us as essential, but we didn't get essential pay the same way that, you know, the doctors and police officers and stuff like that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So we was just out there, you know. And to answer your second part to your question, like, as far as how secure, I honestly don't know. You know, like, you know, the way things are set up, for me, I might be at a stage where I will be able to retire. But if, you know, for those that's behind me though, they might not make it. You know what I mean? It's like a person that works for a private organization for like 30 years, and then all of a sudden they tell them, oh, here's a severance package, you know, have a good day. You know what I mean? So it sucks. It really sucks, you know? So, I mean, I think what most of us have to do right now is we have to look at what's going on and make alternate plans, like, you know, to adjust our living. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good job, you know what I mean? You don't want to overspend or anything like that, but make the adjustment to where you could live good just in case something happens.
Right.
You know? So that would be my advice to you know, to people that's coming in behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did the mandates, you know what I'm saying, affect the staffing or the workforce? Were there a lot of layoffs, and, you know, were you like overworked or anything like that for anybody that maybe, you know, didn't want to capitulate to all of the mandates that came down?
Luckily for us, no, we there wasn't any layoffs or anything like that. You know, that's one of the perks about transit. They did keep us on. Of course, we had to do like, for those who didn't get vaccinated, you had to do weekly testing. You know what I mean? So people was constantly being tested and stuff like that. And, you know, it worked out. Unfortunately, a lot of people did get sick, you know, so there were a lot of people that was out of work. But still had jobs to come back to, you know. So for that, I big transit up, you know. That was a definite perk plus, I should say. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So speaking of everything that has to do with the automated buses and things going into a whole artificial intelligence thing, right?
Okay.
In a lot of ways, you kind of feel like you almost like you're living a movie, right? Like you're in not just sequels, but sequences of different types of movies. Okay. So one of the most popular movies that I wanted to really like lock in on, get your thoughts on, that goes all the way back to the 80s. And it ran strong into the 90s and then the early 2000s.
Okay.
The Terminator.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heavy movie, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll be back.
we deal with all of the fictional primarily. We talk a lot about the fictional aspect of heroism and how does it parallel to what's going on in real life. So now when there's all this talk about AI, people have concerns about taking the jab because of nanotech, and you have everybody's into their devices and everything going on. How close, after seeing those movies, how close do you feel we are to Skynet, a Terminator, Cyborg? You know what I'm saying? Just like, are there any things that you're seeing that are reminding you of these movies? Because it feels like you're living in a movie right now.
Right. It's funny that you even said that, because Terminator, I think a lot of people looked at it for just the machines coming back from the future and stuff like that, and was trying to kill this person. But Terminator is really talking about the computer system that got everything started. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we living in right now. Like these people are making machines and stuff that I believe they would love for the machine itself to be able to run on its own. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what it was touching on. And I watch a lot of documentaries, do my reading and stuff like that, and I feel like they're real close to that. You know what I mean? Like, because there's on HBO Max. There's a thing called The Truth About Killer Robots, and it touches on the same topic that you just brought up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's talking about the AI and how it's taking over jobs from people, and not necessarily in this country, but like in Asia and stuff like that. Like, they're going through it right now, and the only thing that's left is for it to come over this way, because if I can make the money and cut the cost of having to pay people, why not do it?
Right.
So that's something that, people have to really pay attention to, and just like my job, you brought up the fact that I sent you that article with the bus being able to, operate on its own.
Right.
And it's crazy,
Yeah. I mean, like, to watch that movie or rewatch The Terminator, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of ill because when you look at the original one that came out in 1984,
right,
they were talking about what it was going to be like by the year 2029 and the war between man and machine and how it was going to all take over everything, right? And you see where things are trending, and I'm like, that's an odd year for y'all to pick. You know what I'm saying? We
Right,
not, and
right.
they, because when you look back, hindsight being 2020 as it is, it's like, okay, 1984, you watching, like, oh, it's a dope movie. You just checking it out. Like, wow, this is crazy.
Right.
The lasers. Shout out to John Connor's dad that went back into the future and stopped Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first one.
Right.
Because if y'all remember, the sneakers he had on was
high tops.
When he threw those on, and that was sick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I actually looked those up too to see if I could find those. But
them high tops was hard. Yeah.
those uptowns, right?
Yeah.
But in any event, it was still like, just to see the timing that the movie took place. I'm looking at the planes and everything that they had in the movie, and they look like the drones that we have today. That you see people out here playing around with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like them.
Yeah. And
or even that drone that the military have that they able to operate from their base or whatever, and it flies and sends a missile someplace. It looks the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you see, the whole thing about, you know, John Connor trying to like make sure he exists so that way for the rebellion, so that way, you know, people can save humanity and they make sure that there's still a place for us with all of this going on. And then to hear, you know, people that have, like I said, a large influence when the world seems to be on the verge of being reset.
Right.
You know, the great reset. You know, I think that, you know, you got to kind of like take it a little bit more seriously than just the entertainment now, right? I'm like, wow, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. It's a great trilogy. And then even when you go to the prequels like Terminator Salvation and all of that, when by the time you get to Genesis and that TV show, yeah, they could keep that.
Right.
You know, just looking at the original trilogy of it, it was kind of sick, you know, and it lets you know that you can't stop Judgment Day. Like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. No matter how many times they went back in time, you know?
I guess the better question is how many people are, I guess, prepared for something like that to happen? You know, like, are we really prepared for this?
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying? So if we're not like really prepared for what's going to happen, oh boy.
Yeah. It's going to be real serious. So, just looking at like these, you know, like these old movies and everything, and then, you know, just to rewatch it and see the times that we're in is just pretty heavy. And it kind of makes me, it kind of makes what Arnold Schwarzenegger said, "I'll be back," you know, take on a whole new meaning, right? It has a whole new vibe to it now.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you probably will be.
Yeah.
But how you going to be coming back is the question.
Well, hopefully, well, that's another topic for another day, you know.
It's going to be kind of wild. So, being the hood hero that you are, of any of the sci-fi movies you've ever watched, any of the comic book characters and comic book movies and anything like that, what avatar would you apply to yourself? Like, what superhero would you see yourself as?
Wow. That's a good question.
You the Captain America type, Superman type, chest out? Or are you more the Punisher, you anti-hero Wolverine?
Well, you know what? You've known me for over 30 years. I'm gonna let you call it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who I would be. You know what I mean? Like I'm just me. So I don't know. Like if I see any of my people in trouble, you know, I'm definitely that Captain America type. You know what I'm saying? Like we not gonna have that. But yeah. Like I don't know.
I mean, I would probably go like, if you seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you got a Sam Wilson thing happening.
I got a Sam Wilson thing. Damn, I got to be the dude that fell out the sky. when Tony and what's my man name? Don Cheadle character.
Nah, that's War Machine.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying War Machine. Oh no, that's right. That's
War Machine.
War Machine fell. That's right.
Yeah,
War Machine fell. Right.
Yeah, a Falcon. That's I
guess so.
What's your man? What's his name? I forgot his real name.
Anthony Mackie,
right? Yeah. Him. So he's a good actor. He plays that character really well, you know, the Falcon.
Yeah, he does.
And now, you know, due to the show, they transitioned him into Captain America because, you know, as got displayed right here, Truth, Red, White, and Black Captain America, when they go back into the history of the Tuskegee experiments, even though they didn't call it the Tuskegee experiments in the comic book, but that's where they pretty much drew the inspiration from, where originally Isaiah Bradley was Captain America and then he was put in jail and, you know, but you know, they pushed him to the back,
right? You
know, as it was often done. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll take that then.
Yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got that vibe on me. I always wanted to be Luke Cage, you know what I'm saying? But see if I could work it out. If I could get the goatee strong enough.
Harlem, we here.
You know, sweet Christmas.
Yeah.
As he says in the show. You know, hero for hire.
There you go.
You
Call my man Chess.
Yeah, there we go. Yo, so Chester Hero, Hoos. Here
I'm
we
here.
go. It's a chopped cheese session.
Yeah, thank you for having me, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So once again, cups up.
Cups up.
Cool Geeks Tribunal unpacking it. Yeah. So, just make sure y'all look out and salute and give love to all of the heroes throughout the city that keep the city moving. And
Definitely support my man Cool Geeks,
Cool Geeks Tribunal, you know where to find us. Like us if you like us, subscribe for the vibe.
Like always.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace, yo.
Within us all live a Superman. Within our souls to survive. Don't you wish you were a Superman? Or don't you wish you were a Superman?